So there's this man, and he has a time machine. And up and down history he goes, getting into scrapes and stuff. But this man is also a fan of Doctor Who. So the man figures, what's the point of having a time machine if you can't meet your heroes? So he goes back in time to 1960s England to meet Sidney Newman, the creator of Doctor Who. But to his shock, Sidney Newman isn't there. He doesn't exist. Not even his parents know who he is. Now, of course, this didn't actually happen. Sidney Newman really did exist. No, this is called the Bootstrap Paradox. Google it. So the time traveler panics. He can't bear to live in a world without Doctor Who, so what does he do? Fortunately, he managed to bring along his favorite episodes of classic Doctor Who, and he transcribes the scripts down and hands them in, and then he becomes Sidney Newman. History goes on without barely a feather ruffled. So, the real question is, who wrote the scripts in the first place? Who really composed Beethoven's Fifth? Okay.
How long did you practice that yesterday?
A few seconds.
A few seconds.
I tried to remember the actual line, but I'm like, I'm not gonna remember this. I'm just like, fuck it, let's just make up my own thing. Okay, anyway.
You're lying to me. You spent all day doing that.
Shut up. Hey guys, welcome back to Solid 9's TV Logs. This week for Doctor Who, we're talking about part 2 of the Ghosts Underwater two-parter. Before the Flood.
This is the name of the episode.
It's the name of the episode. This episode leaves off where the last one ended with the Doctor taking the fangirl, Captain whatever, and the glasses guy. I don't know.
Your name is O'Donnell.
The fangirl's name is O'Donnell. I don't remember the glasses guy's name. Doesn't matter. He takes O'Donnell and the glasses guy back in time to, what was like 1980 something?
Yeah.
To like an abandoned like military complex or whatever, where apparently it was the place before the flood happened, and the ship is there with the alien body in there, and the mole guy is there. His name's Prentice, and he's alive. Huh?
Prentice.
Yes, Prentice.
Like Apprentice, but without the A.
Thank you, Connor. And he is actually an intergalactic funeral director, and his planet was enslaved by the alien who is called the Fisher King. And so now he is taking his body to be buried.
And he wants the Doctor to enslave him.
Yeah, that was really, I was like, okay, wow, that got like really...
He like goes to the Doctor, he's like, do you want to enslave me? And I'm like, jeez.
I feel like this entire species is just like a planet of subs, pretty much.
Yeah, that
kind of place. So anyway, turns out, surprise, surprise, the Fisher King isn't really dead. He kills Prentice, carves the whatever into the wall, and then meanwhile, you know, back in the underwater place in 21 whatever, the Doctor's ghost is, you know, talking to them. He didn't really say anything.
He's mouthing.
He's mouthing things, but he's mouthing something different than the other ones. He's mouthing the names of the crew in what Clara and the Doctor, or she calls the Doctor like FaceTime or whatever. It's like an
intergalactic
an interspatial time warpy FaceTime. I don't know, fuck it. Point is, the Doctor's saying all these names, which they assume is like the order in which people are dying, and the Doctor's like, you know, oh, I've seen the future now, it has to happen now, and then O'Donnell gets killed by the Fisher King, her ghost appears in the underwater research lab, and then the Doctor realizes, oh shit, Clara's the next on the list. Well, I can't let Clara die, that can't happen, I'm the Doctor, I have to save everybody, but especially Clara.
I have to save everyone whose name is Clara also.
Yeah, and so then meanwhile back in the underwater research thing, Clara and the deaf girl and her translator are hiding out, but her phone is
big orgy.
Her phone is outside, so the Doctor can call her later for something. But the ghost,
big threesome orgy.
But O'Donnell's ghost takes it away.
The anti-ghost chamber.
And then Clara realizes, oh wait, translator guy,
It's ectoplasm, I swear.
It's not. Translator guy, you didn't look at the writings, so you don't have the message in your brain, so the ghost...
Which I called.
Which you called, so the ghost won't kill you because you don't have...
phone, because I called it.
So the ghost won't kill you because you don't have the message in there, so he goes, the ghosts don't kill him, but they trap him in with the cryogenic suspension chamber or whatever, the Fisher King's suspension chamber. Then meanwhile back in the past, after O'Donnell gets killed, the Doctor and the glasses guy decide to get the fuck out of here and go save Clara. But the TARDIS doesn't like that and just sends them back 30 minutes from where they originally were, so they almost cross paths with their past selves getting there in the first place. It's a real timey-wimey, whatever. So then,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So then the Doctor goes to confront the Fisher King. They have this...
Who's really scary.
He's really fucking scary looking. Like, out of all the things on this show, I think his design is, like, one of the most pants-shitting, terrifying things I've seen on this show.
Yeah.
Because, like, for the most part, like, the monsters are scary, but it's more or less what they do. Like, the Daleks don't look scary, but they do some pretty horrifying things.
Yes. This is the exact opposite. This guy doesn't do shit, but he looks scary.
No, yeah! We'll get to that in a minute. So then the Doctor has a whole spiel with him, and the Fisher King's like, oh, I have to kill all these people because my people are gonna come here and drain your oceans and kill your people.
These people likes to enslave other people.
Yeah, so the Fisher King is using...
Which is why he enslaved the rat folk.
Yeah, so the
because he likes
rat
to...
folk?
The rat folk is what I call them.
Okay. Guess you're using Pathfinder terms now.
He's just,
in case you're wondering,
he wants to take over.
They're called
everything.
Tivolians. I know you don't care, but that's their actual name.
I'm not gonna remember Tivolian.
I just for some reason remember inconsequential little details like that. Point is,
anyway,
he's killing all these people because he wants
to take over the world.
Of course. So he's using these people.
What other goal would you have?
I don't know. Fucking sexing the Doctor. That's what Missy wants to do.
What else happens in the episode?
Then, the Doctor realizes, I'm not gonna let you kill these people, I would rather fuck up time than let you kill people, so he floods the city and kills the Fisher King. And then, back in the underwater base, everybody's trapped with the ghosts, and the Doctor's ghost is somewhere else, not with the rest of these ghosts, and meanwhile, the cryogenic suspension chamber is ticking down to when it's gonna open, and then it finally opens, and then the Doctor's inside of there!
Oh, big
I called
surprise.
it. I called it.
We all called it.
We all called it. And so, it turns out he didn't really die. He created the ghost that was a hologram. So that he would be able to... and then the ghost traps all the other ghosts, and then they make the ghosts go away. And it turns out the Doctor actually kind of planned this all along. Not really all along, but like... He sent the... It's the Bootstrap Paradox, where he created his ghost to deliver him the message about who was going to die next, so that he would be able to work faster, so that he would create the ghost to tell him who would...
He sent himself the ghost to tell him to create the ghost that would tell him to create the ghost.
Yeah, it's a real cycle. Don't think about it too hard, because it is very mindfucky. So, you know, that happens, Glasses guy's upset because he was in love with O'Donnell, apparently. He tells the translator guy, you know, tell the deaf girl you love her. He does, they kiss, it's cute. And then the Doctor and Claire go away. And the Doctor's like, yeah, but... And Claire's trying to be like, oh, I'm Claire, I'm smart, I'm gonna figure out, you know...
And then the Doctor's like, but who was Phone?
Who really composed Beethoven's Fifth?
But who was Phone?
Then who was Phone?
What'd you like, Matt? Tell us about your pros.
As much as a mindfucky episode is, I love paradoxes like this. I love when Doctor Who does, like... Or anything, really, that has time travel, does, like, these really trippy, like, cyclical paradoxes that really make you think. Like, it's kind of like the whole I became my own grandfather paradox kind of thing. It just really makes you, like, think it's a cool plot device, and I love it. Doctor Who does it a lot, and I love it. It's great. Like I said before, the Fisher King, he looks cool. He sounds terrifying. Aside from his roar done by Corey Taylor from Slipknot, his actual voice is actually really cool. Like, I love Peter Serafinowicz with his voice. He also did Darth Maul's voice in The Phantom Menace for, like, the 2 lines he had. So now you can hear what Darth Maul is supposed to sound like when the Fisher King talks.
Yeah, no, when you say does the voice for Darth Maul, it's like...
No, yeah, it's...
Darth Maul said one thing the entire movie.
No, yeah,
that has nothing to do with Doctor Who.
No, it does not. It's other than it's...
Anyway.
Anyway, I also liked how...
Did you Google the Boot Shop Paradox, man?
I did, but only after the episode. Because I was like, I want to Google this, but like...
That's my new favorite line from the Doctor, is
Google it. I love that opening. That opening was great. I mean, obviously I love that opening because we just did the intro.
He brought the guitar back.
He brought the guitar back and he played Beethoven's Fifth on it, and then he played the opening of Doctor Who on it, and it was like dun 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 dun. It was awesome. I loved it. The Doctor's a rock star now.
One thing I wanted to point out, O'Donnell says something about like she worked for like the Minister of War or something.
She mentions the Minister of War, like she mentions like.
And then the doctor's like, "What was that?" And then he was like, "Wait a minute, never mind."
Yeah, the doctor's like, "We go back to 1980," and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is before the whole Harold Saxon thing, which is the Master when he became Prime Minister, the moon hatching, which was last season, the Minister of War," and the doctor's like, "I don't remember that one. Never mind, don't tell me."
Yeah.
So I hope that comes up. What I'm assuming,
foreshadowing.
the Minister of War sounds like a Time Lord name.
Minister of War.
Yeah, like the Doctor, the Master, like Time Lords.
But no, they don't have an of.
I know.
X.
Maybe it's like a higher ranking Time Lord. I don't know, because Time Lords tend to use. They have real names, but a lot of the time they use like the whatever, like the Master, the Doctor, the Monk. You know, there's a Time Lord called the Monk. He's a really
That's
old.
a stupid name.
He's a really old, obscure Doctor Who villain. Google it.
I think it's more of like the actual American or not American, English, British.
I don't think Britain has a minister. They have a prime minister.
They might after the thing happens in the future that happens to Doctor that we don't know happens.
Whatever. I'm assuming it's a Time Lord. Maybe it's Missy. Maybe Missy becomes like, because the last time we saw Missy, she was with the Daleks. Maybe she becomes the Dalek Minister of War.
Or if it's just a human Minister of War who does something really stupid.
That could be too. I don't know. We'll see. I have no fucking idea what it is. I'm hoping Time Lord. I'm really hoping Time Lord.
Another thing is right after they get out of the TARDIS, the chicks are like jumping up and down like it's bigger on the inside!
Because we all know that's what we would do if we actually did. I'm like, I love her. She was.
Spaceship is a hers.
The spaceship is a her, so that was cool.
Yeah, but it's not dead. So why?
Okay, it's not dead. When the deaf chick, like the coolest scene in the episode I think is when the deaf chick is going down the hallway and the ghost of the former captain is dragging the axe behind her.
It, but she can't hear it.
She can't hear it.
And like every time it cuts to her face, there's no audio.
I thought like my computer was glitching out. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wait, she's deaf.
Yeah, this episode
it is.
like,
that's what
is really intense.
That's the scariest fucking scene in the whole episode.
There's a lot of suspense.
And then when she like really bends down to touch the ground, she can feel the vibration. It's like a Daredevil kind of thing, and it's like it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of like suspense and like.
This was a really suspenseful episode, and every time the fucking Fisher King walks, you just hear boom, 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 and I'm like. You know what he kind of looks like? He kind of looks like a weird... And I know they've done this before, but he looks like a combination of the Predator and the Alien. Like, I know they've done, like, Alien-Predator combinations before, but he looks like... A little more...
Less Alien, more on the Predator.
Yeah, more on the Predator side. But he looks like... That's what he looks like. And it's a really cool design, and it's really fucking scary looking. He sounds scary. Yeah, scary. He doesn't do much.
I wish... I mean, I don't know. I kind of wish that Corey Taylor had voiced the entire thing. Because I think Corey Taylor's voice is cool, but like...
Yeah, but like...
His roar was neat, but like... He only roared like 4 times in the whole episode.
I'm glad they got Peter Safran with the voice because it's a really cool voice. I just wish they had the roar more.
I also wish that the Fisher King had more screen time.
Yeah, are you thinking about the cons then? We're talking about this?
Well, no, because I have a couple more pros,
okay.
I think I have more pros. Yeah, just like this.
I think I have more pros.
I think I have more pros.
Dead air.
Because like we talked about it, like it's so suspenseful and stuff. Like this scene between the Doctor and the Fisher King, I think is cool. Where they like
like I like whenever the Doctor goes up against like.
I mean, he like stands up like right next to him. The thing is like 3 feet tall.
I like scenes like that where the Doctor like talks to like dead, not fights them, just talks to him. Like big, like the scenes with Davros in the last 3 episodes when he did this with the Fisher King. Like when he does scenes like that are like really good.
Like when they're like hiding behind the wall and you just kind of see it move by the window.
Mm-hmm. That was fucking terrifying.
That was
a
really creepy episode.
It was really creepy. Aside from that, I like when the deaf chick like brings it the point to Clara. Like, were you always willing to sacrifice people for the greater good, or is this the Doctor talking? So I like how, especially these 2 episodes, you're really starting to see Clara is like really getting in over her head and being like, no, I'm the Doctor now, pretty much. Like She's no longer.
I think she's dead by the end of this season.
No, she's gonna die. She's gonna fucking die. No, Clara's dead. Clara can't act like that. She cannot fucking act like that. That is a good way to get yourself killed. Clara, you are not the Doctor. You can't do this.
Alright.
Jesus, Clara, Christ.
Let's go into cons now.
Okay, the Fisher King didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, the ghosts are the main threat, but, like, he doesn't do anything other than, like...
He's so badass looking, and I'm like, he's gonna do some scary fucking shit.
I mean, he kills...
He doesn't do shit.
He kills Prentice, he kills O'Donnell, that's it. And then he dies. He has his big diatribe.
And he doesn't even kill them on screen. It's off screen that he kills them, so we don't even get to see that happen.
Yeah.
and then he just like he like talks to the doctor for 2 minutes, and then he gets killed by a
And he's like, well, see ya. Walks outside, looks at the foot, he's like, oh shit, didn't think this through.
He's a really cool looking monster, and he has like a decent plan. Like he's like, I want to enslave the world and stuff, and I just want to.
I want to use ghosts as transmitters to transmit to my people.
Use ghosts to battery power my grave tomb suspension chamber thing somehow. Which, by the way,
ghosts.
There's no fucking way that the Fisher King fits inside that suspended animation chamber.
Like I said, it's bigger on the inside. Don't fucking question it.
Like the thing is like, I don't know, 5-6 feet at the most. This Fisher King is like 10 feet tall. There's no way he fits inside that box.
I don't know, maybe it was like weird angle. I was just like weird angles that we were looking at and we didn't see the full thing, but like, I don't know.
There's no way that he
maybe he crouches, I don't know, maybe he like folds himself up, I don't know. Maybe his species is like really flexible. I don't fucking know, Connor.
I don't know.
I didn't create the Fisher King. I can't explain this.
Like, he looks so cool, but he's only on screen for like 5 minutes.
Like, I really wish he did a lot more.
Wish he had done more.
Yeah, no, because he looked fucking terrifying. No, Jake's awake.
His phone went off. You got any cons?
I'm trying to think. I had something. I don't remember.
Oh, I got them going back like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it.
No, it didn't
meant
really...
a whole lot.
I think
it
was
like, oh, they're gonna interact with their 30 minutes ago selves, maybe kind of. I know you can't do that, but like, it's like, oh, now we're gonna see from their perspective what they're doing, and they're gonna do something in the background that's gonna affect what the 30 minutes ago happened.
I think mainly that was just the show.
Like in Prisoner of Azkaban, like Harry Potter, how they go back in time and they're kind of like on the sidelines, but they still kind of like interact.
I think where that was more to.
I thought they were going back.
I think where that was more to show the show like. If the audience is wondering, well, why can't they just go back to the drum or whatever, is to show them why they can't do that because the TARDIS won't let them leave. But yeah, I agree that it doesn't really accomplish anything, but you know.
Like they could have just taken that whole scene out and just put more Fisher King in.
Probably.
And I would have been happy.
We've seen the entire episode of Fisher King.
He's dead though.
I know.
So like, okay, was he planning to flood the city all along, or was that just the doctor?
That was the doctor doing that because I'm assuming it's like it's the.
So was he just going to put himself in suspended animation just to like live longer?
He was doing that to wait, I think.
To wait for what?
For his people to get there. Which
you're right. Yeah, he did say that. Okay.
Because like that's the whole reason he did the ghost was so he could use because he didn't have a ship. He only had the hearse, and I'm assuming the hearse couldn't like transmit. Like coordinates to his people, so he used like souls or whatever to transmit to his people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the doctor flooded it just so he could be like, oh, it flooded in the future. That means it has to flood in the past. That means I have to do it.
And also it killed the Fisher King. So
and also it killed the Fisher King. So problem solved. Very convenient. Like you're like
the other thing is okay, so when he floods it, he kills the Fisher King.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say now the Fisher King is dead. So why did the ghosts need to do anything? But if they're sending the signal to the rest of
they're like autopilot pretty much.
Yeah, I was like. If the Fisher King's been dead this whole time, then the ghosts don't really affect anything. But then I'm like, well, the ghosts are sending the message.
Yeah, regardless if the Fisher King is alive or not, the plan was to transmit the signal to his people. Yeah. So regardless if he's alive or not, you know, I mean, it didn't work, but like.
But on the upside, there's
flooded.
more Fisher Kings out there that maybe can show up than.
Yes, there's more Fisher King.
And maybe one of them will do something more impactful.
And maybe one of them will be voiced by Corey Taylor.
That was my other thing, like, because like the roar is cool, but like, it's just a roar, and it's not really noticeably Corey Taylor. Like if you like listen to Slipknot, it doesn't sound like a Slipknot kind of scream.
And they did a behind the scenes thing, and it shows them like recording it already, and like. You can kind of hear it, like, when they play, like, the original scream and then after it's modulated, and you can kind of hear it, like, in there a little bit, but, like, yeah, like, it was, it was scary as shit, but, like...
Yeah, with somebody like Corey Taylor, I kind of wish he had done more than just one single roar, and had kind of just voiced it all together.
I agree. I also wish we got more of Prentice, because, like... He was
less like creepy stuff with Prentice.
No, like more like funny stuff with Prentice. Like not like, you know...
Not like, do you want to enslave me, Prentice? But like I'm a funeral director. I'm gonna make dead people.
I guess that on his business card, I didn't catch this, but somebody online pointed this out. That apparently on his business card it says "May the remorse be with you."
Alrighty then.
Oh, anyway.
Does that do it?
I think it does it. Next week, Vikings.
Also, yeah, there's gonna be Vikings in the next episode, but also you're gonna be out of town.
Not this weekend, but next week.
Next week?
Next
Okay.
week. So ignore that.
Ignore that.
Ignore that. Ignore that. It's
Ignore
not
what I
happening
just
this week. It's not out. We'll let you know when it's, because I'm not leaving until next week.
Okay.
Wait, I'm leaving next.
We'll let you know when it happens.
Yeah. Next week, Vikings and Maisie Williams, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, and Space Odin.
Oh, question.
Yeah.
You want to do one of these for the new episode of Rebels that's coming out?
Fuck, sure. I mean, I haven't watched it. When is it?
It's 2 days from now.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I think it's the 14th.
Sure, why not?
So yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do Rebels.
I think it's just like an hour-long special. I don't think like
Okay.
the series starts or anything. I think it's just a one special.
Alright.
So we'll do Rebels.
We'll do Rebels. Vikings next week with Doctor Who. South Park is back this week.
South Park is back this week.
And other things.
And we'll do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in
Yes.
South Park.
And then,
And new Doctor Who on Saturday.
yeah. That's our schedule. Who wrote Beethoven's Fifth?
He did. You didn't write Beethoven's Fifth.
I told you they weren't ghosts!